Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Jen, your Medicare and retirement guide. Today we're going to be talking about the big Medicare sign-up mistakes that can cost you a lot of money if you're not paying attention to the little details of your Medicare coverage plan. Just one of these small mistakes can lead to fees that you'll end up paying for years. And I see these mistakes every single week when I talk to clients. So let's take a look at these mistakes, discuss them, and how you can avoid them as well. The first mistake that we're going to talk about is sign-up windows. So I talked about this previously in my Medicare 101, which you can click right here if you want the fast 10-minute version. But if you want a slow, condensed version specifically dedicated to Medicare mistakes that could cost you, keep watching. So the first one that we talk about is the birthday gap, or the birthday window. So this is 3 months before your 65th birthday month. Social Security only goes off of months, not days, months. So I'm gonna use myself for example. So my birthday is in April. So when I turn 65, that means my window of opportunity to go ahead and sign up for Medicare will start in January. So I'll have January, February, March. Those are my 3 months. April, which is my birthday month, and then I'll have May, June, July. July 31st is going to be the last day that I can sign up for Medicare without getting hit with a penalty. And let me tell you, that is a lifetime penalty. I get this question all the time. If they pay up the penalty of the months that they missed, will it go away? No, it will not. It will not. You will pay that for the rest of your life. Uncle Sam will get his coin no matter what. So please observe those dates for your birthday month. Now, things change when you are still working. So I have clients that, continuously want to work until they're 70, 72, 75, and their company allows them to continue on working as long as they, still want to work, which is totally fine. You can continue on working and defer Medicare Part B until your actual retirement. So what does that mean? So when you turn 65, you can get your Medicare Part A. You can request that from Social Security, and that's completely fine. It's Medicare Part B that is charging you that monthly premium. Some people defer that because they have what they call credible coverage through their employer. So your company pays for your insurance. You can continue using your company's insurance until your actual retirement. Just make sure that you get your 2 forms from Social Security. People forget this all the time. Social Security doesn't know that you have credible coverage. They know how much you make because that's what Uncle Sam loves to know about you, is how much you're making. He does not care if you have credible coverage. If anything, Uncle Sam prefers that you don't tell him that you had credible coverage because then he can charge you a penalty for it. So make sure you get those 2 forms from Social Security to go ahead and submit to your HR department. They fill out those forms, they inform Social Security that you have credible coverage, and then you will not get hit with that penalty. Some things to keep in mind when avoiding certain penalties. Medicare A and B, you get it through Social Security. Uncle Sam will hit you with penalties for A and B. However, Social Security is not responsible for Part D, prescription drug coverage. Prescription drug coverage, when you look at my video explaining insurance and how insurance is distributed by companies versus the state versus the federal government, you will see that prescription drug plans come from a private insurance plan. They are the ones that will inform Social Security if you have credible coverage for prescription drugs. If you do not, for every month you do not have your Part D, you will be charged a 1% penalty for every single month that you do not have a credible prescription drug plan through Medicare. It does not matter that you do not take medication. You can find a very cheap and affordable plan starting at $16 a month. It is not that bad. You can absolutely afford that, and you can absolutely have it covered if you need that assistance through Medicare and Social Security. You can fill out a couple of forms asking for assistance if you cannot afford the $16 a month. I don't know when you're seeing this video. Do not hold this against me if you're watching this in 2045 and prescription drug coverage is through the roof. Back in 2025 when this came out, the cheapest plan was $16.50. So it's fine. So the second thing we're going to discuss, which is a really big tangled mess in the Medicare world that can cost you a lot of money is making sure that your doctors are within your network. I am not a social worker. I did not go to school for social work. I did get my master's in health administration, but sometimes I do have to act like a very highly skilled social worker when it comes to this topic, because you have to understand, I deal with people's biggest insecurities. People will always have the two biggest insecurities, which is their finances and their bodies. And I have to tread very lightly on the subject of selecting a doctor and what the client has to select for themselves. I'm only here to give this information out, just keep that in mind. But some of the things that you have to think about is, do I travel throughout different states? Can I afford to travel out of my zip code? Do I want to stick with a plan that is going to manage my care if I have a chronic condition? Am I going to have a surgery this year? What happens if my doctor moves out of network and I really like that doctor and they're gone or they retire? I don't want to see any other doctors. I felt comfortable and secure with this doctor. I've seen this doctor for years. I don't care which doctor I see. I just want my doctor now, and I want them to give me my medications now. And these are all the different types of things that I hear every single day. Just this morning, I had a lady approach me and she told me that her favorite doctor was no longer at the clinic. She retired, and she broke down into tears because she has felt that every other doctor that she has seen has just not been meeting her standards. But you know what? Sometimes we are very fortunate to meet those doctors who are able to provide that kind of care that evokes that kind of emotion in a patient. And I completely understand and I get it. Again, you have to deal with a lot of things. You have to deal with physiology, and you have to share very intimate details about your body with a random stranger, and it's not cool and it's not comfortable, and the last thing you want to think about is insurance, okay? So that's why you have a trusted agent to do the thinking for you. So essentially, every time you think about, what is going to be the right choice for me, I'll let you know. Medicare supplement is very expensive. That is the closest thing that we'll probably ever see to universal care, but you do have to pay a pretty penny for it. If you have the means to afford it, by all means, get a supplement to accompany your Medicare A and B, the traditional A and B Medicare from Social Security. If Medicare supplement is completely out of your reach, absolutely think about a Medicare Advantage plan that will include your dental, vision, hearing, and extra wellness benefits. You will be a part of a network, but as long as your doctors are within that network, then don't stress. That would be, the best option for you. And some of these Medicare Advantage plans have gone as far as to offer worldwide coverage as well. So just depending on your zip code and what is offered in your area, there are very much so affordable plans for you to select from depending on your personal needs and your personal touch. So for the final part of the video, we're going to be talking about drug coverage. So drug coverage is still a little bit difficult because this year there has been major changes due to a little act that came into play in 2022 by the former president, but it's now been enacted this year. So the first overhaul for Medicare was in prescription drug coverage, Part D. So now the deductible is now set to $2,000, so anything beyond $2,000, your insurance company will pay. But depending on which plan you select, the way that $2,000 is spread out throughout the year will be different. So make sure, please, double check what prescription drugs you need to take and where it falls into the tier system of that particular company, and see if some of those drugs can be placed in a different tier according to your chronic condition. If you have a chronic condition, your doctor can put in an RX exemption form on your behalf to justify moving whatever prescription drug you are taking to be placed into a different tier so that you are not hit as hard when it comes to picking up your medication at the pharmacy. So just make sure that is going to be constantly changing every single year. This year is the first year that they enacted this, and believe me, it's still making my head spin. So I even have to double, quadruple check myself on every single prescription that my clients tell me, so that I make sure I let them know it falls under a certain tier, it is out of network, or they should go ahead and let their doctors know so they can go in and submit that RX exemption form to their insurance companies. So how to go about learning about these plans in your area? Well, my suggestion would be ask a trusted Medicare advisor. Hello, Jennifer, your guide to Medicare and retirement. I have over 2 decades of experience in the medical field. I've helped over hundreds of people in multiple states to find the right plan for them. And if you would like to utilize me as your personal Medicare guide, you will find all my links in the description down below, and I'll be more than happy to go ahead and assist you and guide you and give advice where I see fit and what plans may be in your best interest depending on your specific needs. Other than that, thank you so much for watching the video. Please comment below on what future videos you would like to see from me. I'm more than happy to go ahead and simplify this complicated system here in our lovely little country. And other than that, like, share, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.